Alrighty then. What's going on, guys? Lotus Woodus here, back with another video. Today, your boy Lotus has lost the ability to hear, not speak. Hear. What I mean by that is I'm having trouble hearing. Okay. So yeah, but that won't stop me from making the video. But anyways, I'll try my best. So this is actually a new series, as you can see, because I just finished a whole series yesterday. And yeah, somebody's been asking me when am I gonna make the Asta What If that I started. Well, see, the thing is, I want to do it, I really do, but the thing is, if you're gonna make a what if, you're only gonna bring like the interesting parts. And quite honestly, adding up all those like interesting parts that happened in the anime, I'm not talking about the manga, I'm talking about the anime, it's kind of short. It's kind of short if you add all of them up together. Like, I want you to try it yourself. It'll probably take like a few hours, just like 2 or 3 hours, possibly two. Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours to like sum all of it into just one video. So I don't really feel like I'm trying to make it longer. Cause like the way Asta's going, he could probably clap every villain. Well, not probably, he can. It's just that, well, every villain is just too weak, and every like arc is just, easy to get past. Alright, so anyways, yeah, this is a new series called Life After Life Infinity. Yeah, this is a deck what if. Yeah. And the reason why you'll figure out the reason why I said that. Oh, and by the way, Ship is not any of the My Hero Academia girls or any woman in My Hero. Basically, no ship from My Hero. Like anyone from My Hero, no ship. So yeah. There's no Izumomo, Izuku X Miracle, Izujiro, Izusu, or anything like that, alright? So, so, yeah, let's start this off. So, we start off in middle school of all places. Quite honestly, I hated Deku's middle school. Why? Because the teachers were neglective, the principal neglective, everybody was kind of neglective of Deku, so I didn't really like it that much. But hey, we learn to accept things and move on. But me, I don't learn how to accept things. Quite honestly, the least thing that I can actually say that I do is actually accept things. Yeah. It's like, whether it be a grudge or something you did a long time ago, I'm gonna forget it. I'm never gonna accept it unless, like, I feel like, oh, you've redeemed yourself. So, yeah, so things like betrayal, I remember that for ages. Like, anything that has to do, like, anything negative, like betrayals, like, anything, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if it's something like a petty betrayal, like, oh, shit, you dipped on me just to hang out with your girl, yeah, I'll forgive you for that. I'll forgive you after a few days. I won't forgive you immediately, like after a few minutes or in a few hours. No, I'll forgive you after a few days. So that's kind of light to me. Wonderful door slamming. But anyways, yeah, it's kind of hard to like. But anyways, like things like cheating on me. Quite honestly, that's actually the one thing that I could actually accept. Well, you can really, like, it's kind of easy to accept it if you're me. I'm ugly as hell, so I like me getting cheated on. It's kind of expected. So I have a good personality and stuff like that. But we all know the girls these days. I'm not talking about y'all in the comments because you guys are genuinely nice women. Well, I don't know y'all in real life, but I could see that you're nice. So yeah. But yeah, I could accept getting cheated on and getting like petty betrayed and stuff like that. But quite honestly, like I said, I feel sad for people. So imagine how it feels like to watch like a friend of mine getting cheated on. That's kind of like a grudge to me. I'm not forgetting that for ages. Like, no matter how much times you approach me, apologize to me, hell, you even go near my friend that you cheated on, I'm punching you in the face. Like, respectfully speaking, I'm punching you in the face, and it's not called sexual assault or anything. No. It's legitimately called discipline. There's many ways of disciplining somebody. There's child discipline, and there's adult discipline. All right, you need to learn how to discipline an adult and a child. Each person has their own sort of discipline in the world. All right, you can't just discipline a child with a belt and be like, oh, I disciplined him. No, did he learn nothing? Did he learn something? No, he didn't. He learned nothing. So you need to put it in his head not to do it again. Now, if you're a girl and I punched you, I'm not gonna punch you hard to the point where I send you flying, or I hurt you, or I break a bone in your face, or it just shows a mark. No, I'm only gonna do a light punch where it's gonna be like a scratch, or you're just gonna feel it. Because genuinely speaking, probably my weakest punch, you'll still feel it. My weakest punch, you'll actually feel it. Like, it doesn't have to be my strongest. You'll still feel it. So yeah, since I have a lot of friends that like I fit them with my weakest punch. They're actually able to feel it. Not my strongest, but my weakest. Quite honestly, my strongest punch can actually hurt my dad. Yeah, I know, right? Not like lightly hurt him. No, 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 not lightly. No. It legitimately pushed this nigga back like 2 steps. We don't talk about that though. Like the greatest achievement to a boy is when they grow up, they hit their dad, and that nigga goes back. I'm telling you this now. You can ask every boy in the comments. The achievement of a lifetime with between a father and son is when you're actually able to hit your dad, and that man just looks at you surprised while walking backwards after getting hit. That's the greatest achievement to a boy. But I'm nothing like a boy though. You need to understand that. Yes, I'm nothing like a boy. Like shit, boys are they grow up knowing that they're supposed to protect the woman. Bro, I don't care if you're a woman or a man. You're gonna protect yourself. Like that's how different I am. You're gonna be like, oh, I want you to protect me. I'm your girlfriend. I don't care. You're a human being. Naturally, you're supposed to protect yourself, not me. Shit, they say boys are supposed to stay between the road and the girl. No, the girl stands between the road and me. Bro, it don't work like that. You get hit, you get hit. Quite honestly, it's kind of dangerous for me to be in between you and the road, cause it's not gonna be the road hitting. It's not gonna be the cars hitting you. It's gonna be the car hitting me. Not because you push me, but because I turn my ass over to that street and I walk my ass in there. Legitimately, that's how dangerous I am. Like just the other day, going to get groceries, my ass stood in the middle of the road on those 2 yellow strips. Stood my ass there, just watching the cars go past me. Shit, I play Crossy Road on the daily, like dead ass. Like I play Crossy Road on the daily. Anytime I'm going out, nope, I'm playing Crossy Road, whether it be red, yellow, green light, Crossy Road. Like respectfully, if I cause a car crash, so be it. Shit, car hit me, so be it. I die, so be it. I don't really care. So yeah, cause like I'm nothing like a boy. You can call me a pussy, petty. I am petty. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to, like, like you can catch. I'm a petty person, but like I'm only petty if you annoy me. Like legitimately. Like if you annoy me a lot, like I'm not gonna lie. There's one thing that annoys me a lot. Getting texted a lot. Quite honestly, I have a lot of things I'm doing. But like, quite honestly, I'm cool with getting texts. It depends on like the time of the day. Like if it's like early in the morning, you're texting, like blowing up my phone, like shit, yo, what's up, bro? How's like I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed beyond compare. Like if it's like if it's like in the morning between like about like 8 and 10, I'm gonna be pissed. Why? Cause my ass is still knocked on my bed at that time. But like anytime after that, no. If it's 4 in the morning, 4 in the morning, like from 4 in the morning till 10, if you're texting me, I'm gonna be pissed beyond compare. Cause I was up from 11 to 3:59 p.m. No, a.m. And you not once did not text me, but when it's nighttime, when I'm about to fall asleep, when my brain's getting a break, you wanna blow up my phone? Nah, bro, it don't work like that. Respectfully, it does not work like that. No, it does not. You need to understand. I'm not picking up that phone. You call me, you call me. I'm putting my phone on vibrate and I'm throwing that shit across the room. Lightly though. I'm not throwing it that hard. I'm not trying to break my phone though. Cause you need to understand. The disrespect you just showed me, that's not gonna be accepted. Especially if I texted you like in the day. Like imagine. Like, alright. I know the girls understand this one. Imagine you have that one best friend, or your boyfriend even. You text that man's around like what? One or two. And then he doesn't reply back. And then it's time when you're about to go to sleep. That's when you get a phone call or a text from him or her saying, I didn't see it. So what was it that you wanted? No, that can't be accepted. There is no way in hell that you didn't see it. No, you can't be getting that much notifications. And if you are, you best check mine before all of them. Cause it doesn't work like that. I'm not gonna lie, if I was a girl, I would have felt that pain and I would have been pissed. Nah, we're no longer boyfriend or girlfriend. We're no longer friends. Ended it. I would have ended it immediately. Like, shit, I understand you got my back. What if I was dying? Like, what if I was in the hospital? What if I was about to sell my kidney? Shit, what if I was donating my heart and then dying? Sure. Man, what if I came home and I saw somebody murder my family? I needed help, comfort. What are you doing? Laying your ass down in your bed? Playing on the P5? Playing on the Xbox? What are you doing while I'm suffering? Enjoying your life? No! No! Just no! The next text I get from you, my phone's going to fly and I'm not actually gonna care if it breaks. Cause that's something I can't accept. Like, no. Nah. And for the girls, nah. Cause the girls be needing some real important stuff. Like beauty care stuff. Cause like for boys, all we have to do is just wash our face with some water and we looking fresh for the whole day. So it doesn't really matter to us. But the girls need their beauty products. So if I'm a girl and I need beauty products, like I ran out of shit. I mean, like I don't really run out of shit. It's like certain stuff that you run out of. Like the small stuff that you run out of. But anyways, like you run out of the small stuff but important at the same time. You text your best friend, boyfriend, like boy best friend. Yo, can you get me this and that? All the boys in the comments who got a girlfriend, calm down. I said boyfriend too, not just the boy best friend. Chill with that. Don't come after me in the comments like, oh, so she immediately gonna call the boy best friend, huh? Nah, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9. Hey, really, to chill with that. Hey, obviously the first person they calling is not you, the boy best friend. Nah, they calling that bestie, bro. Let me tell you this now. You can ask every girl in the comment. They calling the bestie first. No boyfriend, no boy best friend. Why? Because they understand that the boys, you give them something that they need, you're gonna get the wrong thing. Unless you're me, that is. But anyways, yeah. Because like most of my friends are female, so like I kind of practically know a lot of things. Actually, I'm also shameless, so I'm probably the one friend that you actually need but don't at the same time. Like, I'm the one that's useful but yet embarrassing in public. Cause like legitimately, you're gonna tell me to get you pads. My ass is gonna walk into that store, go to the cashier. Yo, where are your pads? Like legitimately, I would have embarrassed you. Like imagine walking in like seconds later, seeing me fighting the cashier as the cashier says, bro, we're not giving you pads. Like legitimately, you really can't trust me with anything. Unless it's a secret, like I said. But anyways, yeah, so it don't work like that. Because the boyfriends, that's kind of last resort. Boy bestie, also last resort. Bestie, first resort. There is no middle resort. The middle resort is the fam. Well, like the mother or sister. If you have a sister. I'm not trying to come after anyone with a brother or anything like that, or no siblings. Quite honestly, I wish I was the only sibling again. That little nigga annoying. I know all the older siblings felt that, but anyways, I'm going off track. I'm not even paying attention to the story. That's crazy. How I go from what bullying and neglecting Deku to my whole life story? That's crazy. But anyways, yeah, I really didn't like Deku school. Quite honestly, I would have shut down everything in that school real quick if I was Deku. Would have went around kicking niggas in the nuts. I don't care. You Bakugo, you got the power to harden your skin, bro. That's not stopping me from taking a sledgehammer and hitting you. It don't work like that. Actually, I would have pulled up in my school with a sledgehammer. Boom. Knock you out and you dead. Period. But anyways, yeah, let's continue. So, yeah, this is in his middle school days. So, Deku's 15 right now. He's 15. Yeah, this is kind of going like the original canon. But UA is still going to be a high school. They're still going to be having sexual intercourse. I don't care if it's in high school. I mean, shit, look at the kids we have today. Niggas doing everything everywhere. Niggas having quickies everywhere. I really shouldn't have said that. I really shouldn't have said that. I really shouldn't have. I am sorry about that. I really shouldn't have said that. Oh, well. Yo, I really shouldn't have said that. Oh, well, it already happened anyways. Let's continue. But anyways, yeah, so this is after school. Deku stayed in the school to, well, study up. Because He big brains. He's a good student. I wouldn't say like he gets like perfect like A's and stuff like that, but he's a B student. So yeah, he's a good student. He's in the top 10. So yeah, actually he's kind of like second place, right behind Bakugo. Cause Bakugo, of course, Bakugo is the best. But when it comes to like things with the quirk, Deku's last. So yeah, it works like that. So anyways, Deku walking home from school. Bakugo just came from the arcade with friends and shit like that. Until one of Bakugo's lackeys pointed out Deku, and Bakugo thought like, oh shit, it's time to bully Deku. So Bakugo pulled up trying to punch Deku with his friends. But Deku, alright, I'm gonna give you an easy example. Alright, only the black kids can understand this. I don't know about the white kids, but like if you're a white kid and you understand this, then you valid. Alright, but anyways, like you're a black kid. What is the one thing you do when your parents pull out the belt, a switch, a wire, a crock? It doesn't matter. A sandal, a shoe. What's the first thing you do? It's not go to a corner. It's not go to a corner. I know most of y'all gonna be like, oh, let's go to a corner. No. No, the other first thing you do. It's not blocking downwards. No. That's the second resort. We're talking about the first. Not one. Number zero. Beating 101. Alright? The first thing all black kids do, put our hands up. We put our hands up in front of our faces. Even though we know we're getting our ass beat, we still cover our faces with them hands. Not like our palm on our face. No, that palm is outwards. And what happens when we catch that belt? It gets worse. If your parents got the belt, they're getting a wire. If the wire don't work, well, you're not catching a wire. But but if it does, they're getting the clothing hanger. And if you somehow happen to catch, I'm not gonna lie, I have respect for anyone that can catch the wire or the clothing hanger, cause you just built different at this point. You have surpassed your parents themselves. You have surpassed the parents of yours, cause there is no way in hell. I'm gonna like imagine you're a parent, you're beating your child's ass, and you see him catch the wire in your hand. Like, bro, what? How? Impossible. Bullshit. I call hacks. Nah, it don't work like that. If you somehow happen to catch that, I can understand catching the clothing hanger, but like the way they do it, nah, niggas be doing it real violent when they use the clothing hanger. Not gonna lie. It's not like they hit you. No, they use that shit to intimidate you. Them niggas be breaking the clothing hanger with them swings. Like, bro, chill with that. It's a clothing hanger. I need that for my clothes. And then moments after, they're like, yo, have you seen the clothing hanger? You point at the clothing hanger that they broke. I was like, why did you break it? Like, what? Weren't you the one swinging that shit around? It don't work like that. You can't blame me for your mistakes. Also, this is all black parents. Yo, this is what black parents do. Like, that's crazy. It's everything that a black parent would do. But that's what makes them the best parents, though. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, if that don't happen, it's either they take out the chancla, the flip-flop. Yeah, the chancla is the flip-flop. Or they just take out the slide and start beating that shit of yours. Now, if that doesn't work, and they get real pissed, you know what's coming next. The fists and the legs. The legs are not used. They're used as a last resort. To kick you and get you off balance. But the hands, on the other hand, it's not like they can fight. No. It's just that them hits be heavy. Legitimately. Them hits be respectfully heavy. They hit different. I don't know why or how. Cause like I have never seen you worked out in your life. Not a day in my life. Not even a form of exercising. And your hits is like dumbbells. Just hitting my arm. Or my stomach. Or even my side. Like, why are your hits so heavy? Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, got back pain. Like, what? How are your hits so heavy? And then Deku caught that hit. I'm not gonna lie, if you managed to catch all of those, bro, shit, you was God now. You the God of black kids. You the God of black kids. Black kids respect you. You don't respect the black kids. They respect you. If you manage to catch the belt, the wire, the chancla, the slide, the fist, the leg, and the clothing hanger. My black child, I honor you with the title of God of Black Kids. Cause there is no way in hell that I can see like a little ass kid. No, not even a little ass kid. Any kid our age catching those, respectfully. And if that doesn't work, they just resort to throwing shit. It depends on what they throw, though. Actually, there was a time when I'm not gonna talk about my past. It's not really abusive. It's just that, like, shit. Parents be using everything. Nigga use wooden planks. Actually, have any of y'all had a parent that used a pipe? Ooh, could never see that. Yeesh. Well, I could see it, but I just don't want to imagine it. I feel sad for a kid who had to go through that. Yeesh. But anyways, yeah, so Deku called Bakugo's punch. Bakugo thought that it was Deku trying to fight back, and he threw an explosion, not noticing that there was a wall behind Deku. Yeah, he definitely didn't notice it. Yeah, he definitely didn't notice that wall. Like, shit, we all don't notice walls when we fighting somebody. That's totally cap. That's cap. He's legitimately gonna tell them that, like, I didn't see the wall and shit like that. That's cap. That's cap 101. Like, in every fight, the first weapon we are using is not our hands. We're looking at that wall to slam your dumbass on. It's either the wall, the floor, shit, or even a railing. Those are the first weapons. If it's a fight with hands, it's not hands we're fighting you with. It's our surroundings. So I don't know how you can how you can say that you did not see the wall behind them. But anyways, yeah. So Bakugo threw an explosion. Deku went flying into that wall, hit his head, not knocking him out or putting him out cold. No, he's in a coma now. Like, his head was busted and he's in a comatose state. Now they all ran away like little pussies. Yeah, they ran away like little pussies. Bakugo ran the fastest because he feels the most guilty but shameless at the same time. Imagine somebody called Bakugo a pussy eater. Would have been the first thing I would have slapped somebody for. But anyways, yeah. So, anyways, Kamui Woods. Yeah, I'm using Kamui Woods right now. This is actually the first time I have ever in my life, in my what ifs, used Kamui Woods. And quite honestly, it's not that I hate Kamui Woods. It's just that I don't feel like he's equipped for the situations in my what ifs. Like, would you, like, imagine your skin is wood and you can control your skin that is made out of wood. Like, what do you expect to do with a man that can control practically universes? Like, all that man has to do is set you on fire and you're dead. So I don't really feel like Kamui Woods is well equipped for my what ifs, or any what ifs for that matter. But anyways, yeah, let's proceed. Right? Yeah, let's proceed. So basically, Deku, you know, he he's in that comatose state, not knowing anything and stuff like that. Before he just got put in that comatose state, the last thing he can remember is why. Just a word and a question mark. Why is this happening to me? Kamui Woods saw Deku laying down. He went to check on Deku. He checked his pulse and saw that, well, Deku, his heart is not beating as well. It's rather slow, as he immediately rushed over to the hospital. Now the hospital couldn't do anything, so Kamui Woods tried to call any nearby heroes, and the hero that happened to be nearby was none other than Aizawa. Yeah, Dad Zawa for the rescue. As Aizawa asked Kamui Woods what's the situation, and, well, Kamui Woods explained the situation to him, and he said, damn it, I have to call him. As, it's not that, like, Aizawa hates All Might, he just feels like All Might's annoying. So he calls All Might, and All Might was about to start with, Aizawa. Oh, wait, no, stop, this is urgent, not the time to chat. As All Might said, oh, alright then, what's the situation? As Aizawa explains the situation to All Might, and All Might says, what, I'll be there right away. as All Might legitimately arrives like 2 minutes later, and he says, "Where's the boy?" As he shows Deku. As basically All Might notices that this is the boy that, well, he told can't be a hero a few weeks ago. Yeah, this time, no, the sledge villain accident didn't happen yet, so yeah. Never mind. He didn't meet Deku yet, so yeah. Yeah, it's basically All Might. All Might said, what happened to this boy? As the doctor says, we don't know exactly what happened, but by the x-rays and the marks on his body, it seems like there was some sort of explosion that sent him flying, or some type of flame quirk. Sent him flying, but most likely an explosion quirk. And it sent him into a wall, which hit his head and busted it open, putting him into a comatose state. But the worst part is, if we don't stabilize him in the next hour or two, he may die. As All Might immediately gets up, goes to Midoriya, picks him up, and he says, "Aizawa, let's go. We're taking him to Recovery Girl." As Aizawa says, "Yeah." As Kamui Woods says, what's the fee for the kid? As the doctor says, not much. It's just 5,000. 10,000. Yeah, 10,000. 10,000. Yeah. He paid the fee for Deku. Even though it wasn't long, it's still, like, useful. Because they had to use their quirks on a quirkless kid. So, yeah. Quirkless kids pay more. I'm joking. It wasn't 10,000. It was like 7 to 8. Nah, not 8,000. Like 6,000. Yeah, 6,000. So he paid it, and he just went on to, well, finish his patrol. So they take him to Recovery Girl, and they explain the situation that he needs to be stabilized in the next 2 hours or so, or he will die. Recovery Girl tells him to get out immediately, put him on the bed. As you know, Recovery Girl proceeds to recover Izuku. I don't know why I tried to make that joke. Proceeds to do her job and recover the lost heartbeat. So yeah. So after a whole hour, she comes out and says he's stabilized. So yeah, Deku's body's gonna be in UA. As Nezu was kind of like on a business trip right now. Nezu was on a business trip recruiting a student in America, and if you don't know who that is, that's Pony. Yeah, Pony. The girl from Class 1B, yeah, she was getting, that's her. Yeah, they called her. He went to go to America to, well, get her. So, yeah, that's kind of how it worked. So Nezu came back a 2 weeks later, and he heard about like there being a body in, well, in Recovery Girl's office every time people go in there, and basically Nezu went there and he asked Recovery Girl who that is, and Recovery Girl explained the situation to Nezu, as he says, "Alright." As Nezu says, "I'll try to," as Nezu asks Recovery Girl if she has identified who the boy is, as she says, "Yes, this is Izuku Midoriya." As he says, "Does he have any family?" As she said, "Yes, but I don't think she knows yet." As she proceeds to call, as Nezu says, "Alright, I'll handle it." As he proceeds to call Inko, explain the situation. Inko comes zoom into UA like the mother she is, the worried mother, the depressed mother, as she sees her boy Izuku on that bed, lifeless. Not really lifeless, but like sleeping. Not like in soldier position or anything. No, just somewhat sleeping. Hold on. I somehow feel so vulnerable. Like I only lost minor hearing in my ears and I feel vulnerable. That would have hit the spot, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, but anyways. So yeah, Inko cried on Deku for about an hour until Recovery Girl says he'll be fine. We don't know when he'll wake up, but he'll wake up. As like there was no cameras in that alleyway, so they don't know who actually did it. But Bakugo knows nothing about Deku's condition or anything like that, as basically until 2 months later, which, well, Inko visits Mitsuki while Bakugo's there, and she explains the situation. Bakugo, he's showing a face of, well, shooketh. Oh wow, I'm shocked. Or a face of distress and fear of what Inko will do to him after she finds out that he is the reason her child is like this. As when he is alone, he's contemplating to himself, why did I do that? Explaining to himself what did he do and why he did that and stuff like that. As Mitsuki, who was walking to tell Bakugo that dinner's ready, she was about to knock until she heard Bakugo yelling and stuff like that about like the whole Deku situation, as she's pissed by this. Because he hurt, like she doesn't even care if he's her child at this point. She's just mad that her own son did that to his childhood best friend, and and her non-biological sister is in pain because of him. Like, not like stepsisters, but like the best friend that's like a sister to you. Her friend that's like a sister to her, yeah, basically. And she's pissed at this, but she won't bring it up to Katsuki or anything like that. So yeah, nor will she bring it up to Inko. Why? Because, well, she wants Katsuki to fix the problem himself and tell Inko that it was him who did it. She's not taking blames for people today. She wants people to do their work themselves. So yeah, that happens. And basically, we skip to Deku. Deku. Oh, poor Deku. Deku, he's not in his mindscape or anything. No. Quite honestly, his body might as well practically be dead, but there's an unknown force of reality just keeping his body still alive. Because the thing is, Deku's soul is not in his body at all. It's in somebody else's body. Like, legitimately. It's in Deku's body. It's in somebody else's body. And basically, Deku just sees like all like this person's memories and stuff like that about how he's kind of like the waste of his family and stuff like that. So yeah. So basically, Deku just proceeds to, well, continue with the flow of life and stuff like that. Not losing his morals, by the way. This life was kind of like light, since the people already died before him and he didn't really see them himself. He just knows that they're dead. So, but then we skip to his next life. And his next life, he sees many people dying in front of him, and his close friends too. And it was all because of one person. It was because he fell in love with this one girl, who fell in love with another, and kind of betrayed him. And got people like his family and close friends killed. And that's kind of how it went, as he just rose to the top, getting stronger, and stronger. And like in that, it's a world of it's like many different worlds. The first world was kind of like a cultivation world, like a world of cultivation. The second one was a world of magic. So yeah, and then there's Deku's third life. Deku's third life, he was kind of a knight, which he was on a battlefield. And there was magic in this world too, but he couldn't use the magic like he did in his last life. He still remembers everything of his old lives and stuff like that. And Deku still continues never losing his morals no matter how much people die. And then in his fourth life, Deku was, well, a hero. Which he was happy about, but didn't know the true meaning of being a hero. Until he finally realized that being a hero, probably one of the worst jobs that could ever exist. Because what comes with a hero is grief, pain, and sorrow. And it's not the ones that you inflict on people, it's the ones that people inflicted on you. Because he was not a regular hero, he was a banished hero. He was a banished hero. After defeating like the Demon King, he was banished. He had to live in seclusion. And Deku, he died at the age of at least 100 and, well, 20 years old. Deku got banished at the age of 23, and since the age of 23 to the age of, I said 120, right? To the age of 120, he just swung a sword. He just swung his sword over and over again. Never stopped swinging the sword, whether it was day and night. Didn't sleep or anything. And when he wanted to eat, he went out hunting. And then there was his other lives, his many other lives, were not that bad. It was just him living the lives of monsters, but he was a different monster. He was a kind monster, able to actually bring peace between that monster race and, well, humans. Not really the monster race itself, but that specific race, like an ogre, slime, and stuff like that. But out of all the monsters, the ones that was actually easiest was the slime. Because, well, slimes are neutral creatures. They don't attack you unless you attack them. So, yeah. And then there was, well, his practically last life. And that life was possibly one of the worst. It was one of the worst. Because it wasn't just one life, that one. No, it wasn't just a regular life. A lot of things happened in that life. For example, when he woke up, he didn't find himself in a regular home or regular town or anything, no. He found himself in a destroyed world, filled with chaos, filled to the brim. That world was practically destroyed. It might as well not even exist due to how much damage was done to it by mythical creatures. Hell, even the gods were in on it and destroying that world, which was kind of hurting him. So he didn't really like it. Quite possibly, he hated that world. That world was practically one of the worst worlds that he could have been in. As basically, Deku, he was one of the last surviving members of the human race. There wasn't much, there were just small villages and every day, at least one of those villages got ravaged by man-eating monsters or just calamities. As for Deku, it was constantly a battlefield since he was one of them that was on the battlefield fighting the monsters that were being led by gods. And every day and every night, Deku just wondered to himself, how is he still alive? How is he not dead? How have none of the gods killed him yet? As Deku doesn't know how, and Deku, sure, he's confident in his abilities, but he's always saying to himself, I was only a human, I was never a god. As basically Deku notices that in this world, there's not only ki, chi, and stuff like that, no. In this world, there's practically anything that you can imagine, since practically almost every god is here. Except for the ones that were banished, like God of Death, the God of Life, many more. But the thing is, the God of Death and Life weren't really humans, they were animals. So you'll understand. I want you to guess which animals the God of Death and Life are. So, yeah. So, Deku, there was actually one day where Deku actually met God while he was out hunting. And it was the God of, well, betrayal, punishment, and being banished. As Deku was just hunting and he met that God, and that God saw Deku and had a look of malice, kill intent, just an evil smile, an evil grin on its face. Kind of like the smile of that statue, that God statue in Solo Leveling. As that God, he lifted up his hand, Deku, trying to run away, backed up. As then a portal, not really a portal, just a hole or a black circle appeared under him. As Deku fell immediately through. As Deku was wondering, what the hell is going on? Why? What is this? Why is this happening to me? Why couldn't I have just died that day? As Deku, he still wanted to be a hero, even though his hero lives weren't really the best. He only had one hero life that was actually the best. He had many other hero lives, one where he was banished, betrayed. Hell, there was even one life where he became the new Demon King due to him putting a curse on him to make him the next Demon King. There was even one where he was the forgotten hero. One where his true love betrayed his trust and married another. Which didn't go as planned in his book, which he didn't like. He was heartbroken. He was destroyed. It didn't make him in either way any happier. As Deku, at this point, Deku is just falling into an endless void. He's just falling into an endless void of emptiness, silence, and darkness, not knowing where he's going or anything like that. As he continues to fall and fall and fall and fall and fall. And if I don't sound like I'm speaking high enough, I'm sorry. Like I said, can't hear, so can't really hear my voice much. So yeah, so Deku, as he's falling, he's just contemplating his past lives, how they went and stuff like that. As Deku says, there were lives where I was smart, some where I made mistakes. There was never one where I was dumb, though. Damn, how did I end up in a situation like this? As basically, Deku, in that void while falling, just lived those lives over and over again. Deku never noticed when he actually fell, though. Because Deku just lived all his lives over and over again as many different lives, as animals, from sky-soaring birds, dragons, to land-crawling lions, tigers, cheetahs, saber-tooths, mammoths, goblins, and to even moles, worms, and many more. And Deku, he said the one life that I actually lived the longest in was actually one of the worst. That was one when he was actually thrown out by his family. He was casted aside like he was waste. Nothing to be seen of him. It's as if his existence wasn't even known until they came to attack him, calling him the Demon King just because he had a whole city, a town of many beast creatures, none of which being actual demons, just monsters like orcs and ogres. As he felt betrayed and he felt that he couldn't trust anyone. Like the only person he could trust was himself. Not even love itself could fix him. Which actually practically hurt him the most. He still had that hero mentality, but it slowly faded away. And Deku, he just thought, like every time, he just thought of many different ways to fix those lives, continuously looking over his fighting styles that have changed over the lives from century to century, and he's lived practically infinites of lives for infinites of years, and he's thinking I'd be infinite years old by now if this was my actual body. As he's just thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, and he's not liking it at all. Quite honestly, he hates life. He hates it. But Deku will soon be able to actually control life and death. and practically reality itself. Now, Deku. Deku, what he did while he had that time, while Deku was just falling in that abyss, his soul slowly cracked and cracked and cracked and cracked, not to millions or billions, but to infinites of pieces, and broke. It just broke as the shards of Izuku's soul just scattering all throughout existence without a trace. As Deku, he has so little attachment to his soul that he can't even feel any remnants of his soul. Quite honestly, he can't even feel his heroic mentality anymore. He feels nothing, and it hurts. It hurts to not feel. But it hurts even no more knowing that he cannot feel the pain of feeling hurt. Why am I saying quotes that I have created myself? I don't like this. I don't like this. I do not like this at all. I don't like this. The fact that I even bothered saying my quotes and my what ifs is possibly one of the worst ideas I have ever had. But hey, things come to pass. Hey, maybe I could become famous from quotes that I say about life. Hey, start a new business. Shit, I'm gonna start a mental health company. Helping niggas with mental health. I could be useful in the future. Or should I just go for a therapist? Tell me in the comments. Quite honestly, me and my friend wanted to actually start a gaming business. Well, not really. She wants to start a whole business that involves electronics and stuff like that. But I'll be a part of one of the departments. She'll have like many other like kind of electronics, but I'm a part of the gaming. I'd be a part of the gaming branch. Actually, I'd be the CEO of that building. I'd actually be co-CEO. But I'd mostly work at the, branch that works with gaming because, that's my branch. Quite honestly, you can't trust me with making a game. I could probably put the top coders to shame with my ideas. But that depends if they can actually create my VR game. That's how dangerous it is. But anyways, yeah. Let's proceed, shall we? So Deku's soul. His soul in infinites of pieces. It might as well be considered dust at this point. That's how small it is. Smaller than dust, smaller than atoms, smaller than quarks themselves. Not my hero quirks, no, the things that are inside atoms, the quirks that make up atoms. Yeah, alright? Alright then. So yeah. So they're just floating on, they're just in a specific place. Now, those fragments are surrounded by little boxes. Because there's one thing that can be said about Izuku's soul. Izuku's soul is practically tied to him. If you separate it, it'll come back to its rightful owner. But that only works with Deku's soul. You can't separate his soul with his body. Unless you trap that soul of his. So, yeah. So Deku, he finally falls. He didn't notice it yet, but after a few months, because Deku's eyes were closed after he finally decided to wake up. Because he's been struggling to wake up from this hellish nightmare of his lives that are negative but yet positive. Quite honestly, not even his positive lives now can actually bring him happiness. Because now he started noticing that the wrong of the wrongs that are in those lives, except for the one with the monsters being at peace with the humans, well, that was a lie. Since Izuku started to notice how the humans actually thought of the monsters as a defensive mechanism against others and used them for war. And it's basically, it's basically Deku proceeds to wake up as he looks around in the darkness, not knowing where he's going, but knowing he has to get up and walk. Deku just walks and walks and walks and walks and walks, looking around, not knowing anything. Nothing at all. He doesn't know the way he's going or anything. He's just walking. How long has it been? About to be an hour. Shit, it's about to be going past an hour. Alright then. So he just walks without clearly knowing which direction he's going in any way, shape, or form. And it's basically Deku goes to a specific place where he sees something none other than a battlefield. As Deku says, no, 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 no! Why? Why? Why do I always get led to a battlefield? I don't want to kill. I don't want to. And it's not in a concerned way for their well-being, no. He just wants to live peacefully. But he can't. As Deku, he picks up his bare hands, puts them into a fist as he proceeds into battle with those many, 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 many soldiers. And they're not human, they're just soldiers. Soldiers of any kind, shadows. The shadows, you have to use light, but he won't encounter the shadows yet. Nor will he encounter the light ones. He's just fighting, just floating armor. As Deku, he just fights and fights and fights and fights. And when Shadow's body finally falls, he picks up the sword as he proceeds to fight. Just fighting. He doesn't know why, he just is. He's broken, but he doesn't know. And then he finally gets through that army as he sees a cube with something floating inside that looks tiny to dust. He doesn't know what it is, and as he just hits the box but sees the box is durable, really durable, as he proceeds to hit the box multiple times, but after his 1000th swing and his arms are really tired, he finally is able to stop it from protecting that so-called thing, as once it's broken, that soul fragment goes inside Izuku's body. As Deku feels something like a little shine inside, not a big one, but at least some sort of a shine. And as Deku proceeds to walk forwards, just continues to walk in random directions until he reaches more and more and more and more. Until he reaches some more shadows. He continues to fight them, getting more and more pieces of, well, his soul. And it's not the positive parts of his soul he's getting, it's the negative parts. He's getting the negative parts of his soul. So now, Deku doesn't care whether he kills or not. Quite honestly, the thing he cares less about is killing. As there were even times where he came across demigods who, those demigods were banished for so long that it doesn't matter who it is, what they are, where they are, they'll kill. Which Deku fought those demigods and killed them, because at the end of the day, they're still fucking human. Remember that. As there was even a time where he came across Sun Wukong, but he notices that he's not strong enough to fight the notorious Monkey King, the Buddha killer. As basically, Deku just avoided Wukong at all cost, until Deku continued walking to a place where he doesn't know, and Deku, he walks to a place where he sees light, just light soldiers, just people being surrounded by light. As he proceeds to hit them, he has good aspects. He finally realized that there's magic in here, but it's dark magic, it's void magic that's specifically used to make black holes, voids, possibly neutron stars. As demon gates as well. As Deku says, damn. And as Deku says, I can only use my resources, I guess. As he uses the dark magic to make weapons, and he uses his dark magic as weapons. Since he's surrounded by dark magic, it's easy, but it wasn't always easy. Because he had to train the dark magic, and he couldn't train it for long. He could only train it for 2 hours until he had to get up and walk. So Deku, he fights those light soldiers, and he beats them. But then, the light soldiers, when they fall, they turn into little shards, into dust, as they go inside Deku's body. As Deku, his body lights up as he says, huh? No, I killed again. As Deku, those were his soul shadow fragments. Some good ones. Not all of them, but some good ones. As Deku proceeded to walk forward, as he saw a deer. He saw a deer. As Deku, he looks at the deer. The deer is still alive. As the deer says, huh? Who are you? As Izuku sits down, since he's tired, and says, doesn't matter who I am. I won't be staying here for long anyways. As Deku gets up to walk away, but the deer says, wait, don't go. As Deku turns around, as he proceeds to look at the deer, and he says, what do you want? As Deku says, no, what happened to you? Are you a god? Demigod? As Deku says, I'm a human. As the deer's eyes sparkle with glee. Well, not glee, but happiness. And he says, wait, I want to give you my powers. As Deku says, I see. And what are your powers? As the deer says, well, first, let me formally introduce myself. I am Iona, the goddess of life. Yeah, the goddess of life is a deer. As Deku's eyes widen for a sec, but they go back to his dead, soulless eyes. As she says, will you accept? As Deku says, yeah, sure, whatever. As she says, please come here. As Deku says, yeah, whatever. As he proceeds to get up, as she touches Deku's forehead, which the mark appears. That mark you see right there, yeah, it appears on Deku's forehead as she starts turning into light. As she says, after so long, found there to be no reason to actually live. How the gods probably replaced me with a weakling. Well, it doesn't matter. Well then, farewell, human. This will be the last time you hear or see of my existence. As she just disappears. As Deku says, I'll get stronger and avenge you. As then tiny dust fragments appear and they go inside Deku's body. As Deku proceeds to go. At this point, his hair is not white yet. As, like, his hair is, yeah, as long as you see it in there. Yeah, his hair is long. His hair is long. His hair is long as you see in the picture, but it's not white yet. As Deku continues to walk and walk and walk and walk. As Deku just walks. As he finally notices that he can use elements like light, or at least the good elements, or the good side of the elements, naturally. So fire, he can use the good side of fire naturally. so he can't use fire to hurt anyone or anything. So he can only use it to cook or to look around. So Deku, what he did was train his fire for the longest. Since the concept of time doesn't even matter to him anymore. Yeah, I was yawning. I'm saying I don't yawn. I was forcing myself to yawn so that I may get my ability to hear back. So yeah, hold on. Yeah, I opened my fan now. So yes, if you hear noise in the background, not a lot, but slightly a little bit, that's my fan. But anyways, Deku, he proceeds to just walk. Just an endless amount of walking after training his fire abilities until he says, I guess I'm ready now. As Deku makes a small ball of fire and throws it as far as he can, as it's high enough, and he says, expand, as the ball expands, creating a sun. And it wasn't anything like a black star. No, it was like a yellow one or a blue one. No, it was actually a white one. He used pure white flames, the purest of actually flames, as he just threw it, giving that empty void somewhat of a color. As Deku looked around, and he finally saw that there was a labyrinth, or at least a tower. And he doesn't know why, but the tower is telling him to come to it. But he says no, he won't go to the tower yet. So Deku, he continues to walk until he goes and he sees, well, another deer. Well, after fighting things like ghost soldiers and shadow soldiers, and he saw a black deer this time with white fur, and he's wondering, what the hell? Why is this one different from the other one? As the deer says, boy, come here. I've grown old of this place. As Deku says, let me guess, you're another god. As it said, yes, it seems that you have gotten the powers of the god of life, goddess of life, sorry. As Deku says, yeah. Why? As he says, well, I'm Roland, the god of death, the goddess of life. It was my wife. And we got separated when we got betrayed and banished by the other gods. As Deku says, oh, alright then. Then, do you want to give me your powers just like her? As he says, yes. If she could trust to give you her powers, then I can as well. And as he proceeds to give him, Deku, her powers, as Deku says, as Deku says, well, I guess that's over. As basically, the god of death faded into, well, not light, but mist, dark mist. And those dark mists were full of Deku's soul fragments, more than the goddess of life, as it went to Deku's body. And of course, it was, well, negative emotions. Deku has positive emotions, but he has more negative emotions, so he doesn't feel positive emotions a lot. Actually, he doesn't feel positive emotions at all. He's still kind and stuff like that, but positive emotions, no. As Deku, after he got the god of death's powers, he fell to the ground immediately. As he says, what? Why? As Deku hears a voice. Kuh. I finally awakened after so long. As Deku says, What? As that the voice says, Kid, do you know how long I've waited to awaken? Those old geezers wouldn't give their powers to anyone. As Deku says, who are you? As it says, oh kid, let me introduce myself. I'm the origin. As Deku says, the origin of what? And says, of everything. As Deku says, then why are you inside of my head? As it says, kid, if I wanted to be in your head, I would have done it a long time ago. Now watch your mouth. As Deku got quiet immediately, he says, okay, but what do you want? As the voice says, well, I'm not at full strength, but I'll guide you along the way to get my fragments back while we get yours. As he says, my fragments, what do you mean? As the origin laughs and says, my god, you're an imbecile. Kid, what do you think those particles were? As they said, I don't know. Part of their powers? As they said, kid, those particles were your soul separated throughout existence. And you thought it was just the part of their power? You really are naive. As Deku's eyes widen a little bit, but then they got smaller. As it says, oh, you don't get surprised easily, huh? Well, that's to be expected since you have more negative emotions. You practically think negative thoughts every day, huh? This is hilarious. But anyways, let's continue on with our journey. Out of all the gods, you're one of the weakest currently. The power you contain right now is really weak. You only have the power of life and death. Compared to my original self, you wouldn't even last a millisecond. The moment you get into a 1,000,000 mile radius of me, you'd be dead. All it takes is just one step from you to die. Matter of fact, it doesn't even need to be 1,000,000. That's just when I feel like I wanted to. If it was me, originally, your birth would have been the end of you. As Deku says, what? As he's just laughing even more. As then he hears another voice in his head. Oh, can you be quiet? I'm trying to sleep. As the origin says, ugh. Damn it, I thought I was the only one here. Seems we all awakened, huh? As Deku says, what do you mean? As Deku hears many voices in his head now. As there was one that spoke softly as it said, all of you be quiet. The boy's confused. As they all shut up and they said, fine, explain it to him. As that voice says, well then, boy, as we are the origin of everything, there is also one thing you need to understand. Being the creator of everything means that, well, we also are the embodiment of everything, which means every emotion, feeling, plant, everything you can think of, technology as well. That's us. As Deku says, and it's said that you're not even at your power. As the origin says, no. The one who actually holds most of our power is the strongest of the gods, God of infinity. As Deku says, wait, what? As the god of the origin thinks and says, no, it's wrong now. it's actually two of them who have most of our powers. Damn it. As he said, what's wrong? As he said, you'll never be able to fight those two together. Shit. As he said, who are those two? As they said, the god of existence and the god of infinity. As Deku says, if I can't beat them now, then I'll beat them later. As as one of them says, I like this kid. Let's see how far you can go, kid. Your adventure to retrieve our soul fragments and your soul fragments starts now. Let's go, kid, as Deku proceeds to run. As he proceeds to go almost everywhere, continues to fight and fight and fight. As the Origin says, kid, go inside that labyrinth. It has most of our powers. Deku says, hell no. I have reasons why I'm coming out here. It seems my soul fragments are out here as well. As it said, damn it, then why? There seems to be some of your soul fragments inside too, as Deku says. So even the Origin didn't notice it, huh? As the Origin says, what do you mean? As Deku says, that labyrinth isn't just one floor. It's practically infinite. It was probably done by the god of infinity. As they finally realized that this kid, he noticed faster than them, and he didn't even have the power of two gods yet, just one, and he already noticed it. As Deku says, this sure is gonna be fun. As Deku, he proceeds to continue to fight and fight and fight and fight and fight until he reaches a place that's surrounded by cherry blossom trees. Or a castle to be exact. As Deku says, where am I now? As he proceeds to go past the cherry blossom trees into the castle, as he's immediately attacked by golden knights, as Deku defends himself with his ability to control light. He controls the light that's being emitted from their armor and killed them all. As Deku, his hair is white, he has the long hair now. As he proceeds to look and he says, who the hell are you? As Deku looks and he sees this person, as he says, wow, you're strong. Well then, let me introduce myself. I'm Elaine, the dragon goddess of wealth. As Deku says, oh, dragon goddess. Oh, this will be quick and easy. As Deku immediately appears behind her and slashes her for a killing blow. As Deku just takes her out easily, which surprises her. And now she's actually scared, because in reality, she was never one to actually fight. The whole reason why she got banished was because of the dragon god. The number one dragon god. The number one dragon god, he said that if he's going to the void, he's taking every other dragon god with him. As the other gods did so and banished all of them. So she's immediately frightened, and when Deku's about to swing to kill her, she says, wait, I didn't do anything bad, please don't kill me. As Deku says, what? Why are you begging for your life now? Water, good for the throat. As she proceeds to say, I never did anything bad. I just got banished here because of the dragon god. As Deku says, what? The dragon god? Who the hell is that? As Deku says, doesn't matter. Tell me what happened. As she explained the whole situation I just told you about. As Deku says, fine, I'll let you live, but that soul fragment of mine's, soul fragment of greed and wealth, give it back. As she sees his eyes widen, as she's scared. as she says, okay, okay. She takes out 2 cubes and she gives it to Deku as Deku breaks them with his bare hands, and he says, okay, you're back. As Deku didn't have much greed, so it was just a minor greed. There won't be any more greed, or, well, the wealth one will probably get like 5 more, since, well, he wasn't really rich in canon or and stuff like that, but, so yeah, so he didn't have much wealth. So yeah, as basically Deku's going to leave until the dragon goddess says, can I come with you? As Deku, he looks back and says, what? As she says, I want to come with you. As Deku says, do what you want, I don't care. As he proceeds to go. As Deku, he just proceeds to walk until he's fought at least almost every dragon god, killing them, taking their powers, and seeing their memories. And the dragon goddesses that the gods that he hated were the dragon god of death, war, calamity, and suffering. And he hated those gods, and he despises them and said that he wouldn't turn out like them, even with his current state of negativity. But there was also goddesses with positive emotions, but they used their positive emotions in the wrong way. As Deku killed them with no remorse. As Deku finally reached the dragon god, as the dragon god said, oh, who is this weakling? As Deku immediately sliced off his head without a care in the world, as he says, one who can't even take a blow does not deserve to call the other a weakling. As he just takes the powers and sees his past, as he says, disgusting. As he says, anyways, let's go. As she just stays following him. Now, there was a point where she finally realized that Deku doesn't sleep, which then she drags Deku. She drags Deku and tells him to lay down, as Deku says, no, I have to keep up. She says, no, you're gonna sleep, as Deku says, no, as she pushes his head deeper into her thighs or crotch, as she says, sleep, as Deku says, no, I don't need sleep, I need to get my soul fragments back. As she says, your soul fragments are practically infinity. You're not getting much soul fragments from out here. By now, you probably only got like a few thousands. Most of your soul fragments are in the labyrinth, as in the hands of, well, other gods. But all your other soul fragments are, well, not even in this world. They're in other worlds, with other gods, other beings. Probably living good lives. Who knows? Bad lives. As it's not like any anime character and stuff like that. Oops, ignore that one. As Deku says, doesn't matter. As Deku proceeds to, well, hey, I got a hearing in my right ear now. Let's see if I can get it in my left. So Deku proceeds. He got like some fragments of the origin as well. The origins have been real quiet since they're trying to catch up on the information of the world around them. From, well, the gods, like brains. So Deku, after collecting all his soul fragments from, well, the beast outside and stuff like that, and some minor demigods, he finally goes to the labyrinth, ignoring Sun Wukong. He'd never fought Sun Wukong yet. He did not fight Sun Wukong, because he feels if he's not able to defeat Buddha, Sun Wukong is going to kill him. Yeah. That's how strong Sun Wukong is, if you didn't know. He killed Buddha, like I said. As Deku proceeds to go, he proceeds to continue walking into the labyrinth, as Deku spends years into that labyrinth. The concept of time doesn't even work for Deku anymore. Deku has met many gods, demigods, goddesses, demigoddesses inside that labyrinth. He even met the goddess of time and the god of space. Those two weren't married, they were actually brothers, which actually surprised him, because most of the opposites were actually married, which caught him off guard. Which they let Deku kill them and take their powers. As they met their other halves, well, Deku allowed them to reincarnate, with the power of the origin, that is. Because he got enough power or enough soul fragments from the origin to allow them to reincarnate. Not his full power, but at least reincarnate. Now, there are many other origins of many different existences. So, yeah. So Deku, he proceeds to fight in that labyrinth for years. Like I said, the concept of time doesn't work for him. But in the outside world, like Deku, he has cultivation and stuff like that, and his cultivation progress is actually faster due to, well, having the gods' powers and stuff like that. Now, Deku also created his own QI and aura ability. It's a suction ability that takes the QI from the person, not killing them. As QI is life energy, but Deku manipulated life and extracted and, well, reality itself. He has minor reality from the goddess of reality. Not the actual goddess of reality, though. A minor goddess of reality. As, basically, Deku, nothing happened to him on the outside, but the only thing that happened is he got taller. And right now, Deku has been in that comatose state for at least 3 years. No, not 3. 1 year. Yeah, 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. 1 year. Inko gave him presents for his birthday, and presents for Christmas. So, yeah. So, Deku, he has this on. Yeah, the clothes you see in the picture, he has those on. As Deku proceeds to continue walking forward, not stopping whatsoever for anyone or anything. As you know, Deku, he finally has the ability to, well, actually manipulate the things inside the labyrinth, which then he goes off out of the labyrinth, shrinks the labyrinth, killing every god and goddess and beast inside that labyrinth, collecting the souls, but also keeping the labyrinth. As he just leaves. As basically, Deku, he beat Buddha in the process. Because little Buddha actually flew out of the tower to fight Deku, and he killed Buddha. And he went to Sun Wukong and says, "Monkey, I'm here to fight you." He was surprised by Sun Wukong's response, as he says, "Kid, just kill me." As Deku was like, "What?" Sun Wukong says, "Kid, I'm not getting out of here. There's no point." As Deku says, alright. As he kills Wukong, and he got a lot of his soul fragments and the origin fragments. As Deku, he just goes up and flies and kills every beast, god, demigod inside of the place. Also killing people like Ashura, the demon Ashura, not like the game Ashura. Calm down. Heavenly King, Jade Emperor, and stuff like that. Because Jade Emperor was the king of heaven, but he was pushed out of that position by, well, God of Infinity, who happened to be an ass. So, yeah. Because he's kind of egotistical, like Bakugo. So, yeah. So, Deku, he killed a lot of gods. A lot of them, actually. A lot. Taking their powers abilities, seeing their memories, how they use their powers, their authorities, and stuff like that. As Deku proceeded to break the void with his reality manipulation abilities. He broke the void, which the god of void, that brought him there in the first place, finally noticed it as Deku proceeds to kill him. As Deku says, "Thanks for the abilities, trash," as he kills him. And as Deku proceeds to just go around the world fighting armies and killing gods until he finally killed every god except for the two that I mentioned, the god of infinity and the god of of existence, as he proceeds to go to the god of existence and kills the god of existence. As he takes all the fragments, which is just half of he only needs the other half. He practically has, he doesn't have a lot, but once he kills the god of infinity, yeah, it's done. And he does kill the god of infinity, but he does it in a cowardly way, or what most people would call it. He had to poison the god of infinity, severely weakening him, which he then killed him. It's not cowardly, it's called strategy. As over time, these two have fallen in love and they got into a relationship. As basically, Deku. God damn. Where that water at? Oh. Ew. But anyways, yeah. Kills the God of Infinity, got all the origins things in mind and stuff like that, as basically the origin says, "Well, kid, you brought me back. Well, got everything I needed of this world, and this world seems to be quite the pinch and doesn't seem to be redeemable or fixable. So, we've decided to pass on our abilities onto you and die off like regular as human beings." As Deku says, "Sure, but can I at least see you?" As then Deku got this sword after killing the God of Infinity. Well, made it, to be exact. Let me show you what the origin looks like. Hold on. As Deku, from out of nowhere, seems to have passed out. Which... what's her name again? Elena, right? Or Erina? Or some shit like that? It was Erina, right? I think it was Erina. Yeah, as Erina proceeds to catch Deku, asking, "Babe, are you okay?" and stuff like that, because she learned the word babe from Deku. Even though Deku still doesn't trust relationships and stuff like that, but he'll come to trust her when it comes to the relationship. So, because you noticed that he hasn't betrayed her yet, so he has some sort of hope. So yeah. So, Deku, he proceeds to fall, not knowing where he is or anything, but when he opens his eyes, he sees he's in this place. As Deku says, "What the hell? Where am I?" As Deku looks around, confused, because it's just the same place everywhere he goes. As then he hears a voice that says, "Calm down, Izuku, we're coming." As Izuku says, "Okay." As Deku looks and he sees this. This appears in front of Izuku and he says, "What the hell are you?" As he says, "Izuku, you do not recognize me, huh?" As Deku recognizes the voice and he says, "Wait, Origin?" As Deku says, "Bingo." As Deku says, "What the hell? What?" As Origin says, "I'm the origin of everything." I have everything of this world, this reality, inside of my very body right now. It may look small to you, but my insides are practically infinite. It's like a wormhole that never ends. Not even black holes can suck me. No homo. So, yeah. Not even black holes can suck me. So, it says that as Deku says, okay. Weird way to say it, but alright then. As Origin says, well, guess it's time I give you my powers. Well then, kid. This will be the last time we speak, so if there's anything you want to say to me, guess now's the time. As Deku proceeded to say goodbye to Origin, as Origin says, well then, it was nice being your partners. Deku says, yeah. As Origin dies off and Deku proceeds to take the powers of Origin and his, thoughts and his past and everything. As Deku, he sees that his soul fragments, he doesn't really have all of his soul fragments to be exact, because his soul fragments are spread out through infinity itself. That was only a god who can control a small particle of infinity. As Deku says, damn it, I can't. I'm not going back until my soul fragments are gone. So we skip to the outside world. And it's been 3 years inside of Deku's body. Like, it's been 3 years since Deku has been, like that. As basically, Deku, he killed the gods, yes, but he kept their souls. He kept their souls inside of, the sword. All of the gods he killed souls. That means gods from other existences, because Izuku has went around killing many different gods, many origins, many more, just taking their abilities and many more, their comprehension of the world, until Deku, he finally feels that he's able to kill infinity. As he goes and fights infinity for infinites of years and finally kills infinity, and he says, thanks for my soul fragments. As Deku kills infinity, as Deku's soul starts lighting up, as Deku's soul goes back into his body, but before he leaves, Elena says, Izuku. As Izuku says, I'll come back for you. I'm AFK. Oops. I'm not doing any damage to this dude. Hold on. As Izuku says, I'll come back for you. And for the first time in his life, showing her a big bright smile, which she smiled back and says, yeah, I'll wait. As Deku's soul goes back into his body, as Deku's getting all his memories, as Deku, he wakes up, his eyes slowly open, as Recovery Girl is shocked. She is shocked beyond compare, as she immediately runs inside and she says, are you okay? As she says, no, ignore that. She says, so you're awake, huh? As Deku says, what happened? As Deku gets the memories back and he says, right, that happened. As Deku proceeds to get up, as he's about to get off the bed, as Recovery Girl grabs him and says, you can't walk, as Deku slaps her hand away and says, don't touch me. As Deku, as his mentality, he doesn't trust anyone other than Elena, who's been with him through practically everything. The person he can trust is probably his mom. He can trust his mom and Elena. So yeah, as Recovery Girl says, but you can't walk, as Deku just gets off the bed and he says, I can walk perfectly fine. As Deku, he says, I don't know if I can control them, but let's see. As Deku, he proceeds to open his hand, as basically a little hole opens up in his hand, and Recovery Girl's confused about what's going on because last she checked, he was quirkless. Deku pulls out the sword from his hand and she says, "What? That's impossible. Where did that sword come from?" As Deku proceeds to lift the sword up, slashing what seems to be the air to Recovery Girl. But then moments later, a slash mark appears into reality. She's wondering, what? As Deku says, "Open," as it opens and Elena comes flying through. As Elena flies through, as she looks and she sees Izuku, whose hair is long, but he doesn't look like this. She says, Izu? As Deku holds out his arms and says, "Yeah, Elena, it's me." As she runs and she cries in Deku's arms, saying, "I've missed you," and stuff like that. It's been practically years since you left me. As Deku says sorry. As Recovery Girl's confused about what's going on because she sees this girl, but she doesn't know. As Deku says, damn it, they didn't grow in yet." As Deku says, "God damn it, they didn't grow in." As Deku, he opens his hand and this appears. As Deku says, "God damn it." As he breaks it. As Recovery Girls was wondering what that was, but Deku, after he breaks it, Deku says, "Why the hell are you taking so long to grow? Just grow already." As Deku's antlers start growing in, his hair turns white. With the bottom of his antlers turning white, he says, "Oh, it's finally done." As Elena saw that Deku's clothes was floating, well, this clothes, as she says, "Well, while I was floating around, I found your clothes, so here." As Deku says, perfect." As Deku, he puts on the clothes, as Elena gave him the bracelets, as he says thanks. As Deku's ears grow longer too, as Recovery Girl is confused about what's happening, as she says, you stay here, I'll call your parents and the other heroes." As Deku says, "Yeah, whatever." As Elena says, "Izu, calm down. I know you don't trust anyone, but still." Stego says, "Fine." As Inko comes in seeing her baby, confused about what happened, but yet she still hugs him, because she still feels the sense of familiarity to Izuku. As All Might came in, wondering what happened, because he did not see the boy. And it's by this point, now, everybody in Class 1A is already enrolled. As Nezu comes in, as he says, "Oh, you're awake." As he says, "Where am I?" As Nezu explains that that's no way to speak to the principal, young man. As Deku immediately, Amelia, she backs up. She says, "Sorry, but I won't be able to save you from what's going to happen next." As Nezu says, "Next? What's going to happen next?" As immediately everybody in the room feels a pressure on them. As Deku says, "Listen here, you little rat. There is nothing in this world that I can't do. So you better watch your tone before I make you." As Nezu, feeling the most pressure, says, "Okay, alright then, very well." As Nezu says, "Would you like to be a hero at our school?" As Deku says, "Fine." As he looks at Amelia and says, "Young miss, would you like to be a hero too?" As Amelia looks at Deku and says, "Wherever he goes, I go. I'm never leaving his side." As Deku says, "Alright then." As Deku, he says, "Well then, I'll come in 2 days." As Nezu says, "But you must be mentally exhausted." As Deku says, "I'm not. I mind your business." As Nezu says, "Okay." As Deku, he goes with Inko. As everybody saw, this person, Inko, and Amelia walking down the halls, and they were wondering who that was. They did not know who it was, but they ignored it, thinking it was just some some person with a weak quirk or something like that. Because of the antlers, they thought he was like a sort of deer or something like that. So, yeah. Deku, he got home with Inko, went to his room. He cultivated back to the state where he can control his powers perfectly without any drawbacks or anything like that. As Inko asked if he needed food, as Amelia reassured her that she didn't, but she would like the food though. As Inko gave Amelia food, as Izuku just slept for the second day. As that's where I'm gonna be leaving it off. How long has this been? Yeah, 1 hour 40 minutes. Pretty long. Not the longest, but pretty long. Probably like top three. Yeah, top three, definitely top three. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been part 1 of Life After Life Infinity, the Deku What If. And yeah, bye guys. This has been Lotus What Ifs out. Bye, my little stars.